Hey, World Entertainment, and you ready for some James Bond news? Because new details are out, and apparently the movie's going to be, once again, an origin story. So much so that it sounds like James Bond isn't even going to be a 007 at the point we meet him in this. Plus, casting plans, apparently he wants an unknown person, Denis Villeneuve that is, to actually play the character. And the irony is, as much as he's saying this, there's been a massive outcry once this information came out from people demanding that Henry Cavill plays the character. Except we are getting massive red flags when we get to the casting side of things in this story. But let's have a look at this article that talks about it because, yeah, just start waving the red flags right now. So it's saying, with Dune director Denis Villeneuve at the helm of the next James Bond movie and Stephen Knight penning the screenplay, all eyes are on who will suit up as the new 007. Deadline has shared some big updates suggesting an unknown will take on the role in the spy series now under the full control of Amazon MGM. While Villeneuve isn't expected to start his search for an actor until he finishes shooting the Dune prequel next year, he's seeking a fresh face to lead the iconic series. So it doesn't sound like we're going to get this movie anytime soon, but let's continue. The character will remain male and is going to be played by a British actor. That rules out the likes of Timothée Chalamet, Glenn Powell, Austin Butler, Jacob Elordi. I can't even remember who that is. I recognize the name, but I can't remember who that is. Along with fan favourite picks Tom Hardy, Idris Elba, Henry Cavill, and Aaron Taylor-Johnson. It seems the ship has sailed on their chance to be Bond, James Bond. And again, remember, this massive backlash came with all this news, and demands for Henry Cavill to be Bond start pouring in. So it says why. The trade explains that whoever does take on the role will likely be in their late 20s or early 30s, with the plan to stick closely to the character's portrayal in Sir Ian Fleming's novels. In those, Bond stands at over 6 feet tall and is described as a blunt instrument. An insider tells them whoever it is has to look like they could kill you with his bare hands in a trice. From the moment you see him, that has to be readily apparent. The report adds, there's a sense from the many conversations I've had that Knight's going back to Bond's beginnings as a Royal Navy commander before being recruited by MI6, the UK's foreign intelligence agency, to perhaps chart how Bond attained 007 status, suggesting we could be looking at another origin story for the spy with a new Bond, a new start, a fresh everything. As for whether we could get a non-white Bond, it will come down to the story being told and whether the actor is right for the part. Now, the whole black Bond, already, if they're saying they're going to stick so closely to the portrayal in the novels, then he has to be white. That instantly rules out a black actor playing it. So that part is stupid. The fact that they said they want someone in their late 20s and early 30s to be a blunt instrument that has the look that he could kill you with his bare hands. Can anyone name me one actor right now, whether British or American or anything, that is in their late 20s and early 30s that look like they're an absolute beast that could kill you with their bare hands? I'll wait. Anyone? Anyone at all? Can anyone name one of these actors, especially that is over 6 feet tall? Anyone? Shall we? Do you think we should keep waiting? Or should we just leave it to Henry to say it best for all of us when it comes to who they're actually thinking of to play this character? Henry, take it away, good sir.
Fuck.
Yeah, I think that is the appropriate reaction. What are they thinking? Not just the fact that you're going to try and make a James Bond movie. This is possibly now. So this isn't fully confirmed, but it looks like they're looking to do a James Bond story that's James Bond before he's 007, before he's with MI6, or at least it'll probably start out that way, and much like Casino Royale, you probably won't get 007 status at the very beginning. It'll probably be a movie where he gets recruited by MI6 and the story is him playing out to get the 007 status. But the fact that you want to go that young with it. But by the way, nobody wants to watch another origin story for this character. We're done with origin stories. Just give us James Bond as a badass. Mission after mission. He's already well established. He's pretty much a veteran of it at this stage. Which again is where Henry Cavill would be the perfect choice. But this idea of over 6 feet tall, late 20s, early 30s, has to look like a blunt instrument that could kill you with his bare hands. You honestly think you're going to find that? Are you shitting me? So it's saying several actors have reportedly thrown their names into the hat, but the casting process hasn't begun. So any casting rumours you see are best taken with a pinch of salt. The next James Bond movie is, however, eyeing a November 2028 release, with shooting scheduled to take place in 2027. So, in No Time to Die, Daniel Craig bid farewell to the role of Bond by killing the character off. A first for the long-running franchise. Like his run as 007, it seems we can expect this next iteration to be a little more connected than the largely standalone efforts released in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. That's not something I want either. That's a horrible idea to do that again, because it didn't work. That was one of the issues with the whole run for Daniel Craig, was the one story arc did not work. You notice what the two most successful movies were from Daniel Craig? The first movie, Casino Royale, because nobody knew that all the next movies were going to link directly to it, and Skyfall, the one movie that disconnected from all of those movies until Spectre came back and tried to actually connect even Skyfall with the previous movies. I was like, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? That's ridiculous. And now they're talking about doing it again. So you want us to go along with a 20-something-year-old who's going to be like a little whippet, because that's all they are these days. An unknown, so it's not like he's going to have like the pull to bring audiences in. An origin story to the point that he won't even be a 007 at this stage, and you want it to be the first of an overall continuing story arc. Every single thing about this movie sounds right now absolutely terrible, and I think this is going to be a colossal disaster for Amazon. Doesn't matter that Denis Villeneuve is on board, doesn't matter that Stephen Knight is on board. Once people start hearing this shit and they start seeing the direction they want to go in, they are instantly going to go, no, I have no interest in that. No interest whatsoever. And again, depending who they cast, and well, keep in mind, they are the ones right here saying the reason they're going so young is they are sticking purely to the character that Ian Fleming has in the novels. If they cast a black dude, then all hell is gonna break loose, because it's like, really, it's the same with Warner Brothers right now with Harry Potter saying, we're sticking so faithfully to the books. Here's Black Snape and the possibility of a female Voldemort. It's like, sweet Jesus Christ. So yeah, any kind of interest I have in this movie has greatly waned right now with this information. And yeah, it looks like Amazon having full control is absolutely going to be the end of the long-running franchise of James Bond. And that is a sad state of affairs. So let me know what you think of the idea of an unknown being cast. Has to be over 6 foot, between late 20s to early 30s, be a blunt machine that can kill you with their bare hands, not a 007 yet, and the first story of an overall arcing story. Let me know what you think of all that. And with that, I shall leave it there for this one. So do like, share, subscribe, hit that hype button. Why not? It's there. You may as well hit it. Cheers, and I'll catch you in the next one.